Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Duncan Allardyce, and in these series, I make short videos in the morning on my walk as I talk through my thoughts, as I try to put my life back together. Again, specifically in this video, what we're going to talk about are two things. Number one is thinking of doing Instagram and what I'm going to post on LinkedIn related to this sort of thing, as well as the turtles, as well as sleep. Actually, I think I see the turtle again. So first of all, business, because yesterday I'm sure a bunch of you are concerned, is, so number one, I think the turtles are safe. Mr. Turtle, Zigzag, and Jerry. Because I went back, or actually my mom went on a walk on the same thing and then said she went on a walk and the turtle was on one side, and when she came back, the turtle was on the other. So that's cool. The other thing is that the Mr. Turtles are actually Mrs. Turtles. So that's cool, because what they were likely doing is laying eggs. So then I'm glad I didn't actually move them. It makes more sense as to why they didn't want to be moved with the stick. It's all good there. But in any case, why don't we just say hello to one of our residents here. How you doing? See, you got to get a little bit of the trail that you're going over here and moving around. So what are you doing? How's the morning treating you right now? Are you laying eggs right there, or are you just kind of chilling around? What is it like to be an animal that lives both in water but can also cross on land? Have you ever considered yourself an aficionado or wanted to do something other than the life that your father has wanted for you? Not a very talkative person, are you? Do you want me to leave you alone right now? Can't really get a read on him, so, oh, my bad. Is that for misgendering you? Are you upset? I'm sorry, Mrs. Turtle. Do we give you a name, or is it Miss Turtle? I can't really tell. You don't look scary enough to be a man. You're scary enough, I mean, you look scary like a predator is not going to eat you, but not as scary like you want to scare off other turtles because you're trying to be like, hey, these are my eggs. Okay, I'll leave you here for a second, and we'll be back. Any final words? Sounds good. Okay, so that's cool. But right now it's a time of year where this is what they do. And like this road is made of just dirt. Like you'll see a dirt truck that comes by and doing that. So it's unfortunate because these likely the eggs aren't going to hatch here because I think they're not close enough to a bottle of water. I also don't know if that's a snapping turtle. Probably could find that out. But so it's chilling in the middle of the road. So we'll see if there's another one down by the bay, down by the bay. Where do all the moons grow? Back to my home. I dare not go. For if I do, my mother would say, hey, have you ever seen a cheetah eating multiplications? Down by the bay. Okay, focus. The other thing that I'm going to think about is I have been saying for 4 days that I've been wanting to workshop the thing at the end, but then I haven't gotten to it because there's been interruptions on other things. Some good, some bad. First date, not good. Second date, good. And now I forget what it is. But, so there's a red squirrel. That's a crow. Those are birds. I think I can talk through it either today or tomorrow. The update, I don't know if I've told you about, is that I'm going to be going on. Oh, I think that's the other thing. No. Oh, I'm watching the videos back and I'm starting to actually see, I'm getting a bit more clarity on what it is that I'm offering of value. And I think it's interesting to watch me think through and get closer. Clearly having a good night's sleep allows me to talk better. It's interesting because it would be better if I had a specific goal that I was going after, and it's tough because I only see like 3 other guys who are doing it, so then you kind of could be in that niche. However, what that leads me is to the other thing, is that it seems like, from what the research that I did, is that there is an overall cultural trend, that's a mosquito, towards what it's called, like yapping is the trend thing, but it's just like a talking head to a camera, like me, but I have legs, but you just can't see them. Talking about, sometimes it's nothing, though it can't just be nothing, like there's a consistent theme or topic or area of domain of expertise or whatever, but that there seems to be a thirst or hunger for the style of content that is not as heavily produced. Which then I was trying to figure out, like, is that a cultural trend, or is just that my algorithm starting to feed me the things that I want to be seeing to validate the things that I'm doing? You know what I mean? Like, is it an overall trend, or is it this? And it seemed like, I mean, this is AI researching, but it seemed to be, it has started in the 2023s and then has like picked up, and there's going to be more creators. Like, it's in a swell phase right now. It's certainly not peaking. So then it's like frustrating because it's like, oh fuck man, like what if I had have continued doing it the first time I did this start, because if you got to horsefly, and like where would I be right now? Like I would have more gathering. But then the other thing is, like, I don't feel like that's wasted effort. I still gained skill from that. And looking back, the thing I really had wrong with that was a packaging problem in terms of the thumbnails and the videos. I didn't put as much effort as I should have, or maybe not effort, focus and attention onto making those more appealing, which I know was actually something I did intentionally because I was trying to build the habit of consistency first. Anyways, so we're gonna be doing these things more because that's what the name of the game is. I'm gonna say more on that, but first we're approaching the trail, and this is where I think there's too many bugs, and I don't know if it's because I'm smelly or because I'm a human being. Okay, I don't see a turtle yet. This guy's name is Zigzag. I see a turtle place. Oh, and I was watching the video of me, and like you can see the flies all around me. The other thing I need to figure out is, one, how the sun is like the brightest thing in the entire world, naturally. But more importantly is my mouth is so dry by the time I get here, and I don't know how you solve that. Like, how do you solve in the morning not having the driest mouth in the entire world? If you know. But I think there's birds. No, there's birds. We're gonna walk back this way. We're gonna see the birds. Are they flying south or north? I don't know. How would you know? If they slow down, like, they're gonna get off the trail. Okay, so I'm gonna pause here and walk away. 1 second. Okay, so it's actually gonna be a really long double pause because now I'm back on the road and I see another person walking towards me on the road, so even longer. Okay, so one thing I can appreciate, at least about this morning, is the fact that, also I think this is better for, so I don't know, is all of the interruptions in terms of the people walking by and cars happened at the exact same time. So we're not upset about that. I lost my train of thought, but I think where I was going with is talking about how there is a broader cultural trend towards more type of content like this beyond just me wanting, at least I think. Like, it's tough, but there's this thing called, there's like a Yap challenge where there's this lady who apparently sold courses that cost $1.2 million, selling for $297 to 4,500 different people, just teaching people how to talk on camera, and that gained a massive following. And that was in the early 2023s. There was like a swell in 2025, but then more creators are doing now in June 2026 or whatever. And then I looked more into her, and it was very comforting and reassuring because that wasn't just some random 20-year-old something. That was someone who was a certified eating psychology coach for 10 years, making content on that front, and then switched to this. So then it's like, okay, well, how do you recreate that sort of success? Is it's not like, oh, now I need to be teaching a course telling people how to speak on camera. It's like, no, I need to become the type of person that is worthy of a large following, such that when I decide to, or am asked to, make a thing, then there is a large amount of people that already have a desire for that. That's that whole, the longer you delay the ask, the longer the ask you can make, the larger the ask you can make. And so that's kind of sort of the idea. So just keep going with this. But what it does pull into view is that perhaps on these walks, well, this one right here, after I make this video, I then can do an Instagram reel version of it, which is just the same thing, but having all the thoughts kind of consolidated into like a 45 to 60 second chunk, and then kind of do that, which would be separate from shorts, but it also wouldn't necessarily need me to, what do you talk about, Colin? To do more video editing, because that's just going to be another logistical thing that compounds and adds more time, which I can't. You need to keep this very short. And Mr. Turtle Man, I see his traps, but I don't see Mr. Turtle Man. It also is Mrs. Turtle Woman. I don't know, Mr. Turtle Man rolls off the tongue. Except you have a mouth that's driving into the hard desert. But then the other thing is, on LinkedIn, I could do the exact same thing, but instead of making it as raw, authentic, personal stuff, it can be more business focused. So then whatever job I get, and I hope that the one that is the startup at the company that does the, hold on, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't. There's a squirrel making a beeline right towards me. The company that was with the founder that I have an interview next Thursday that I'm going back to Montreal for, if I join, then I can, as I'm learning the industry, just make a 60-second video, put it into some AI or software that automatically puts captions on it, and then just have that content, which will serve two purposes. Number one, as a learning encoder, like me having to consolidate and think of a lesson from the day and then talk about it to a camera is like a form of learning. That's why you do write essays. So you read the book and then transform that knowledge into words, your own words, which better encodes it. And then the other thing is that I hear a car with time pressure, is then it serves as like actual branding content for the company. So that's that. And I'm feeling good. So yeah, I got to figure out how to make my mouth not nearly as dry in the morning. But I'm sure I will. And I appreciate you watching to the end. I also know you know this already, but I'll say it again, is that desire is what drives you forward. The pain you're going through is necessary. That is why you need to believe in yourself, because you're more capable of doing great things than you give yourself credit. Lean in, aim up, and move forward. Yes, you can. Yes, you will.